Hey everybody, it's Carol. Thanks for coming by to check out my video, Digital Stamp Technique Part 3 of 3. I've got about 6 things to show you. Let me run through them real quick. Number 1, you could just print it out on some cardstock and have your Cricut or your Silhouette cutting machine cut it out. Color it, put it down on your project, boom, easy peasy. Or number 2, you could just print it out on regular paper and that's it. That's the end of the project. Or you could print it out on that regular paper, see where it's lined up, then take some washi tape and tape down a manila tag, run it back through your printer, and then you've got your image on your manila tag. I like to do this a lot. Now, one of the things that you want to keep in mind is when you are printing with an inkjet printer, that ink is reactive with water. However, on the manila tag, it doesn't move a lot, but on other like mixed media paper or certain kinds of watercolor paper, it will move quite a bit. So, number 4. You could use, and this is 140-pound watercolor paper. This is the Tim Holtz watercolor paper. And I'm doing the same thing, taking some water with my brush and just showing you side by side. This ink doesn't move a lot on this particular watercolor paper, and I like to use this a lot. Now I'm using some distress stain just to show you how underneath it really does not move, that ink underneath. So this is something really, really nice to work with. And I'll be using the distress stain through all of the samples here. Number 5, same technique, except you are using the Tim Holtz tissue wrap paper. You're going to just put your paper down. And again, notice that I'm trying to keep it away from the edges, this washi tape, because it you don't want the printer to pull sorry, I can't speak. You don't want the printer to pull the tissue paper down into the machine without the paper and jam it. Another thing that I like to do with the tissue wrap is to just kind of have rough edges instead of cutting it with the scissors to have straight edges. I like the rough edges because it actually blends in better with the background when I'm gluing it down. Now notice that I turned it over onto the back side and I am swiping a glue stick all over the back, and I'm going to set that aside to dry. And the reason why I'm doing it is when it's dry and I use a wet medium on the back, it's not going to seep through to the front and destroy the image on top, because that ink that's laying on top will really move with if it comes into contact with anything wet. And let me show you an example of that. I'll go ahead and use the distress stain and paint the image a little bit, and you'll be able to see how that reacts with water. I mean with the paint. I mean with the stain. And I'm also going to go ahead and spritz it with some water so you can really see how that just kind of spread, that just kind of, you've seen what happened. Okay, but I kind of like the idea. I kind of like that look. All right, number 6, you can take an index divider. They're just clear plastic dividers that I run through my machine. I put that paper behind it just so you can see the image a little better. And that's the art journal page I'm going to work in. Notice that I printed my image out, and I'm going to turn it ink side down onto my page, and I'm going to take an old gift card and kind of scrape it along to transfer that image. Now, because of the paper I'm working on, it did not transfer a lot, and so I needed a little bit of water spritzed on there, and more of the ink was on there. Now I'm just going to take this, this is a piece of cardstock that I just spritzed with water to really transfer the rest of this image on. I like that blurred effect. And then as you can see, this index divider is easy to clean up. But moving on back to my art journal, well, there's a close-up of that image. It looks like Marilyn Monroe, doesn't it? Anyway, back to my art journal. I'm going to go ahead and color in my image, and that cupcake top didn't come out very well, so I just made it look like she's drinking a straw, drinking through a straw. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, there I'm coloring up her hair. And that's the finished image. And now I just want to give you a close-up of all of the ones that I've done. This is really a great way to play with your digi-stamps, try something different, step out of the box. You know, this is in your art journal, this is your time to play and try different things. And I just really like the way that one came out with the water spritzed on it. It makes it look like a totally different image. So listen, I just want you to have fun. Thanks for coming by and checking out my video. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and hit that bell so you can be notified of my other videos. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.